welcome back to News Sense, the place where we turn big news into fun adventures. I'm so happy you're here today because we're going on a journey across the world to learn about something that has been making headlines this week in the news. Have you ever jumped in a puddle after it rains? It's fun, but what if it rained for hours, then all day, then all night, and then even more the next day? What do you think would happen? That's exactly what happened in parts of Bangladesh and China, two countries in Asia. They had so much rain that rivers became too full and spilled over. This is called a flood. Don't worry, today we're going to learn what floods are, why they happen, and meet the amazing helpers who work hard to keep people safe. Now I've got a challenge for you. See if you can answer my questions before I do. Have you ever filled a cup with water? Imagine you keep pouring and pouring. What happens? That's right, the water spills over the top. Now imagine that cup is a river. Rivers can only hold so much water. If too much rain falls, the river gets fuller and fuller, and then the water flows out onto nearby land. That's called a flood. The river isn't trying to be naughty, it just runs out of room. So, where is all this rain coming from? Let's follow one tiny drop of water. That drop of water starts the journey in the ocean. The warm sun shines down and gently heats the water. When the water gets warm, some of it turns into something we can't see called water vapor. It's basically water in the air. It's invisible water floating into the sky. Up, up, up it goes. Higher in the sky, the air is cooler. That drop of water meets lots of other tiny water drops, and together they make a fluffy white cloud. Have you guys seen clouds? I have. Can you pretend to be a cloud? Stretch your arms out nice and wide, and now wiggle your fingers like tiny raindrops. But as more and more raindrops come, you can feel your arms get heavier. That's what happens with a cloud. You're doing great. And soon, the cloud becomes heavy, very heavy. So heavy that the tiny drops can't stay up anymore. Down they come as rain. This amazing journey is called the water cycle, and it happens all over the world every single day. Did you know that because of the water cycle, the same water we drink is the water that dinosaurs drank millions of years ago? I think that's pretty cool, and it's all thanks to the water cycle. Now, here's something interesting. Many countries in Asia have a special rainy season called the monsoon. A monsoon is a time of year when lots and lots of rain falls. These days, the countries in Asia are experiencing the monsoon season. Most of the time, it's wonderful news. The rain helps farmers grow rice, fruits, vegetables, and other yummy foods. And plants need water just like we do. So do animals. Even rivers and lakes need rain to stay healthy. But sometimes, nature gives a little too much of a good thing. Imagine if someone gave you one cookie. That's great. What about two cookies? Even better. But what if someone gave you 1,000 cookies? I think that would be a little much. You'd probably say, maybe I'll save some for later. Rain is like that. Too much at once can cause problems. This week, that's what happened in Bangladesh. It rained for several days. Rivers became very full and overflowed. Some roads disappeared underwater. Some families had to leave their homes for a little while and stay somewhere safer until the water went away. Schools in some areas closed for a short amount of time. People couldn't always drive cars because the roads were covered by water. But here's the good news: people helped each other. Rescue workers used boats to bring food, clean water, and medicine. Neighbors checked on neighbors, and communities worked together. I think that's something worth celebrating. Heavy rain also fell in parts of China. Some rivers overflowed there too. Emergency workers had to ask people to move to safer places before the water became too deep. That's called an evacuation. It might sound like a big word, evacuation, but it means moving somewhere safe until the danger has passed. Simple, right? Scientists and weather experts watch the storms very carefully. They use satellites high above Earth, weather radar, and computers to predict where the rain might fall next. Because of these forecasts, many families had extra time to prepare. Pretty amazing, right? Have you ever wondered why the ground doesn't just soak up all the rain? Let's do an experiment. I want you to take a dry sponge at your home and make sure you do this with an adult because it can get a little messy. If you pour a little water into it, the sponge drinks it up. But if you keep pouring and pouring and pouring, eventually the sponge can't hold any more water, and now the extra water goes right off the sponge. That's how the ground works, exactly the same way. After days and days of heavy rain, the soil becomes full, and the extra water has nowhere to go except across the ground and into rivers and streets. That's how a flood works. One of my favorite parts of the story is all the helpers. Can you think of someone who helps during emergencies? Firefighters, police officers, doctors, nurses, rescue teams, volunteers, weather scientists, boat crews. Everyone has a special job, and together they make an amazing team. Scientists are always learning more about Earth's weather. They've noticed that in some places, very heavy rainstorms are happening more and more. They're studying how a warming planet may affect storms, so communities can prepare even better in the future to make sure nothing gets damaged. Learning about weather helps everyone stay safer, and that's why science is so important. Before you go, let's have a little quiz and see what you remember. Question 1. What do we call it when a river gets so full that water spills onto nearby land? That's right, a flood. Question 2. What is the rainy season in many parts of Asia called? The monsoon. Nice. Question 3. Who helps people during floods? That's right, firefighters and rescue teams and boat crews and volunteers. There are lots of different helpers that work together. So if you said any of these, you're right. Great job. I'm pretty sure you all nailed that quiz. Today, we learned that floods happen when rivers get too full after lots of rain. We learned about the water cycle, the monsoon season, and the amazing helpers who work together during emergencies. Most importantly, we learned that when nature is powerful, kindness, teamwork, science, and helping one another makes a big difference. So great job today. And I want you to feel like you walked away with something new. And now you can discuss this with your adults at home because this is the same thing that happened in different parts of the world this week. And now you can talk to your adults about it and you can confidently say, I know the news and I'm following. Thank you for exploring with me. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep exploring, keep being kind, and remember, every big adventure begins with one small question. Bye, explorers!